Alright guys, so this is the last video. It's about limiting factors and carbon dioxide. Okay, well no it's not, it's about limiting factors of photosynthesis. So that's what I'm going to write. Limiting factors in terms of limiting factors in terms of photosynthesis. Okay, now since we've said the word photosynthesis, I'm going to write down the equation for photosynthesis. So the equation is carbon dioxide plus water makes glucose plus oxygen. Now you guys need to be aware of three things that can decrease the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, well they can decrease or increase depending. Okay, but so three things that can affect the rate of photosynthesis. So number one is the amount of carbon dioxide, and we know that from this equation here, right? So if there's less carbon dioxide, there's going to be less photosynthesis. I just want to highlight again, the 2 needs to be at the bottom. If you put it at the top, you lose marks. So number one, the amount of carbon dioxide will affect the rate of photosynthesis. If you have a lot, it's going to increase the rate. If you have a little bit, it's going to decrease the rate, and you can tell that by the equation. The second thing is light intensity. Okay, so what you need to know about this is that the more light intensity you have, the higher the rate of photosynthesis. And finally, what you need to know, I'm going to change the color, I don't like that color much. Finally, what you need to know is the amount of temperature. Okay, so the temperature. If you have a perfectly high temperature, i.e. one that's not going to denature the enzymes, then yeah, that's good. But if you have a really low temperature, there's not going to be enough energy for your enzymes. There's not going to be enough energy for the reaction to occur, so your reaction will slow down. Now I'm just going to demonstrate this with a graph, okay, and how rate of photosynthesis can be affected. Okay, so I'm going to write rate of photosynthesis, ROP, I'm just writing it in shorthand, and I'm going to have concentration of carbon dioxide here. Now watch me draw the graph, and I'm going to explain what the graph means. Now number one, as we're recording and as we're increasing the amount of carbon dioxide, our rate of photosynthesis is also increasing. However, there'll come a point at which it doesn't matter how much you increase your carbon dioxide concentration by, the rate of photosynthesis will not increase. So what this means is that we have maximum amount of CO2, but our rate of photosynthesis is not going up, that's not increasing. So what you got to ask yourself is, well, what could be limiting this? And the thing is, in this particular scenario, you've got one of two things that could be limiting the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so number one, the thing that could be limiting the rate of photosynthesis is the temperature, right? So maybe it's not warm enough, so there's not enough energy within the reaction, and so the rate of photosynthesis is slow. And number two is the light intensity. So those two things can be slowing down the rate of photosynthesis. However, what I'm going to tell you here is that this was also done under warm conditions, so ideal temperature. So the question now is, well, what's the limiting factor? Well, we know we've got temperature, so we've got temperature. Our temperature is good. We know our carbon dioxide is good. So what's missing? It's our light intensity. We need to increase our light intensity here. Our light intensity is missing. Now let me give you a scenario. Okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm gonna draw it on a new page. Let's see. Don't save. So this will be my last thing before I just stop speaking. So let's say you've got this here, right? You've got, you know me and my amazing drawings. Thank you very much. You've got your trees. Look at that amazing, beautiful tree. What do you think, guys? I think it's amazing. Right, you got another tree here. They're all, as you can see, lots of variation in the trees, different colors. probably doesn't exist very much. But anyway, so you got your tree and you've got your sun here, your beautiful sun. You see guys, I'm taking you to amazing places and you haven't gone anywhere at all. That's what I'm talking about. So here is your beautiful sun, and here you've got some crops growing here. So this is a little crop, a little shrub, a little plant. Question is, what is the limiting factor for this bad boy here? Now, number one, the amount of carbon dioxide in the area is going to be the same everywhere, right? So that's okay. Number two, I'm envisaging that it's quite a hot place, so I'm saying, yeah, that's quite hot. Now, if it wasn't hot down here, which you could argue that actually it's not very hot, because there's going to be the shade here, isn't it? So this is blocking the shade. Well, this is blocking the sun, which is causing a shade, which means that this place will be cooler. So a limiting factor in this situation could be that it's the temperature. So the temperature could be a limiting factor, but definitely what is a limiting factor is the light intensity, because of the canopy caused by this beautiful rainforest. So the intensity of light is definitely a limiting factor. It needs more light, so more photosynthesis. And you could argue in this case that the temperature is cooler because of the shade caused by the canopy above. And that's me done. So every single thing is up on YouTube now. You gotta look through all the revision videos that I've put up, but not everything is on the revision videos. Remember, some of the stuff is on the mock exam stuff, so you need to look through those videos in order to get all the information that you need to get really good marks in your exams. So make sure you are using it. Goodbye.